Bro, I need to quit drinking. I need you to coach me if you're up to it. My life and health have hit rock bottom and I don't know what else to do. My vision has changed. I feel numbness in my feet, sometimes chest pains, and I know that you are able to quit alcohol. I'm understanding that you have coaching fees. Thank you very much for sending me that message. Folks, that's going to be the topic of this informal discussion. I get emails from time to time throughout the year since I started, posting a large portion of my life on the old YouTube here on this platform. I get a lot of emails and I can't answer them all. I do read most, if not all of them. I try to keep up on all the messages, but it's better for me to reply, obviously, in this format because that's not the only message that I've received recently about the same thing. And folks, if you're just joining me on my show, about a year ago, I think it was April, I don't know, I'd have to look to see what day it was. I know in Alcoholics Anonymous, when you quit drinking, you have a birthday and you celebrate it every year. That's not my methodology. I'm not into that. I don't even know when it was. I think it was April. Anyhow, point being, well over a year ago, I quit drinking cold turkey. I've always been a beer drinker, whiskey drinker, never been into drugs, thankfully. I've just been, I'm a redneck, I drink beer and I drink whiskey. And I like to party. What I've done over the years is I go on what I call check rides. If I have a bad night out, I'll wake up the next day, just quit cold turkey for a month, 6 months, whatever, however long I want to quit until I'm like, all right, just to make sure I'm in control and the booze is not. I've always done that. And I don't need any help. I didn't need any help, encouragement, hospital treatment, rehab, none of that stuff. And I feel very lucky that I didn't have to go that route. So when we sit here and start talking about addiction, I'm not really the first-hand subject matter expert because I've never been addicted to anything. And I knock on wood every time I say that. All right? My drinking is basically one element of my partying. I like to party. I like to go out and dance and pick up women at the bar and have one-night stands and just live that lifestyle. So my partying wasn't consumed by alcohol. That was not the main focus. Alcohol was just this little slice of the pie that went along with that lifestyle of partying, picking up women, just jet flying, limousine riding, and women loving. So when I talk and I give advice, it's not from an alcoholic's perspective because I've never been an alcoholic. I don't consider myself an alcoholic. I just don't have those issues with any type of addiction. However, I am pretty much an expert in it because of my past. I used to be a paramedic. I used to be a cop. I used to be a narcotics agent. Trust me, I've spent a lot of time around drugs, alcohol, addicts, drug dealers, the whole gamut. I've seen it from the medical side to the law enforcement side, the treatment side. I've seen it from every aspect. Okay, so let me just clarify, where I'm at. And I guess why I'm qualified to give advice. So everybody will have their different opinions. Oh, you're an alcoholic. You're just a functioning alcoholic, blah, blah, blah. I guess to describe my life, you watch the movie Hangover, right? Okay, just take Hangover Part 1. Were any of those guys who went to Vegas alcoholics? No. One's a teacher. One's, anyhow, you've seen the movie. They go out, they party, they wake up the next day, there was chaos. that's sort of like my life. My life has been so many episodes of The Hangover, but those dudes, once they quit partying for the weekend, what do? The dude goes back to being a dentist. The dude goes back to being a school teacher. They go back to normal life. They're not alcoholics. They're not addicts. That's pretty much my personal situation. And so what happened, just a catalyst, I went out, I partied, I don't know how many days I was in Angeles City, blew it out with my buddy. Don't remember too much of it. And then woke up and said, man, this has gotten too old. It's got to stop. I'm done. Okay, I'm out. I just went, checked myself in at the Hilton over there, drank every bottle of water they had. There was a bottle of wine sitting there, didn't touch it, just laughed at it. And I haven't drank not one drop since. It's just a closed chapter the way I look at it. If I go back to drinking, it'll just be drinking some wine while I barbecue, something like that, really low key. I got 3 beers down in my refrigerator right now, been sitting there for a year, over a year. Every time I open up the refrigerator, they're staring at me in the face. Here's what I've learned. Big old caveat to tell you what I've learned about addiction. As an observer, as a hardcore partier, drinking beer and whiskey, you are not going to make a change until you decide to make a change. And let's go back to the 80s when Nancy Reagan said, just say no. If somebody offers you drugs, just say no. And everybody made fun of her then. They still make fun of her today. Just say no. Well, actually, that's the key. But you have to really, I think, if you're a drinker, you have to add one word. Just say no more. All right? You went down the road, you're drinking, you've obviously identified that there's a problem, whether it's with your health, whether you have gotten in trouble with law enforcement, or you have gotten in trouble with your work, or got fired, or it's affected your marriage to where you're going through a divorce, your kids won't talk to you. Okay, it's pretty safe to say that there's a problem. You have a problem with alcohol. What's the first step in getting help? Admitting that you have a problem. Okay, so my friend, you sent me an email. You've already admitted to yourself that you have a problem. That's wonderful, because you're at that point where it's time to take some action and make a fucking change. My son tells me all the time the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. So if you've identified that alcohol is a problem, it's time to just say no more. That's it. If you want to make fun of me like everybody makes fun of Nancy Reagan, I don't give a fuck. I really don't care. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I'm in the entertainment business. All right, I got skin thicker than a fucking elephant. You can say what you want. But I've seen people in and out of rehab a damn dozen times. They go in there, dry out. The minute they come out, they go straight to the drug dealer. They go straight to the liquor store. Thousands and thousands of dollars wasted on all this treatment. Doctors, professionals, these fucking groups. And I say it like that. These groups, okay, that you have to attend and tell your whole story to. And they go, the minute they get out, straight to the liquor store, straight to the bar, straight to happy hour, straight to the damn same crack dealer on the corner. Didn't work. You know why? Because everybody else around them they were ready for them to quit and dry out and get some help, and they forced them into it. When if the person is not ready, none of that shit is going to work. It's a waste of money. Now, I'm not saying that some people need that initial push. They need that intervention to wake up. But I've just seen too many relapses, right? If you wake up in the morning and say, God damn, man, I feel like shit. I got fired. I got to go to court for that DUI. No more. It comes from within. Just that simple. Physical. Are you going to suffer for a few days? Yeah, you're going to hurt for a few days. When I was up in that Hilton, drinking every damn bottle of water, I was just, God damn. But you know what? After getting a good night's sleep, waking up the next day, getting me something to eat, all right, I'm ready. I'm good. It might take you several days of pain, a week or two of pain. You're going to get over it. Your body will normalize. You'll adjust. You're not going to die if you don't have a bottle. You'll recover. All right, but it might be a few rough days. You might throw up a little bit, whatever, be hugging the toilet, whatever. Not everything in life is easy. So, I don't have a script here. It's just everything pops into my mind, and since I stopped drinking, it doesn't pop in there as quick. My words don't flow like they do when I'm drinking rum. Got a couple beers in me, my words just flow. I can sit there and type a whole chapter just like that if I'm, drinking a bottle of rum. But since I stopped drinking, the way my brain works, my words don't flow. My words, when I'm typing, they don't flow as well. Let me talk about friends who have died on me because of alcoholism. All right? I talk about them all the time. And this is what I've learned. It goes along with they're not going to change no matter how good of a friend you are. And it's like the better friend you are, you just become what we call the enabler. You're helping your buddy stay out of trouble. You're covering for him if he comes in late for work. You're covering for him, if he puts the car in the ditch, whatever. And you become what's called the enabler. You're just enabling them to keep going down that road until they do hit rock bottom, right? But just a couple observations. To ask yourself if I have a problem. All right, people who I've seen truly have a problem, you know what they revert to? They start out drinking beer, whiskey, rum, partying, whatever they're doing, right? Hit margaritas at the Mexican place. They're all over the map, right? Just partying. Maybe drinking too much. But when it really gets serious, where it's going to start affecting your health, is when you get to vodka. Now, this is sort of a double-edged sword, because if you do the research, vodka is like healthier than other liquors. But what I have seen is that the progression of going downhill, if you find yourself going to the liquor store and buying nothing but a bottle of vodka, you might be in trouble. All right? You got to follow me here. And then if you find yourself drinking vodka without a mixer, just over the rocks, you might be headed downhill. You got a problem when you walk into the kitchen and there's a bottle of vodka and a glass, and all you do is fill up that glass and hit the bottle of vodka, and the bottle and the glass never leave the kitchen. No need for a mixer, no need to pour it on the rocks. It's just a glass and a bottle, and you're drinking by yourself. That's the late stages before you get fired, go to jail, or die. That's what I've seen. My one buddy said, man, the reason people hit that vodka is because you can't smell it on your breath. So you get to the point where that addiction is so strong, you can't get up in the morning and go to work without hitting a few shots. Well, what do? You got to revert to vodka so they don't know that you're fucked up at work. They can't smell your breath. And that's what all these people who have hit rock bottom, they reverted, they progressed to nothing but vodka because that's the easiest way to hide it. You can't smell it. And it just makes sense because out all of them, I sit there and I think back and I'm like, they were all hitting that vodka. One chick was mixing orange juice, basically drinking screwdrivers all damn day long at work. Nobody had any idea because you couldn't smell it. Somebody's car alarm's going off. So just check yourself. I'm not here harshing on anybody who drinks vodka, but if you find yourself at that point, the next step is trouble. Next step is trouble. DUI, crash your car, get fired at work, go to jail, something like that. Start pissing blood, and next thing you know, you wake up dead. Another good one too is, you wake up, you go out, look in your driveway, and your car's not there, and you can't remember where you left it. Probably a good sign it's time for at least a check ride, or maybe it's time to quit. When you can't find your fucking car, and your friends don't know where the car is, you got home somehow, but you got no idea where your car is, and it's not the first time this has happened. You got to pay a taxi driver to go out and look for your car. It's probably time to say no more. Okay? So I went all over the map, and I'm talking to my friend who sent me the email. Dude, if you're having chest pains, your feet are numb, you're having these health problems, is it immediately directly related to the alcohol? Who knows? I'm not a doctor. I haven't, I don't know what your health conditions are, but is it helping you? Absolutely not. Is it causing all these problems? Possibly. It's just time to say no more. Unless you just want to keep going down that road and, the downhill slope to death quicker than we're all going down that road. You know what I mean? Life is short. None of us are getting any younger. I've got about 20 good Christmases left before, I truly start slowing down, if I live that long. Alcohol is not going to add any time to your life if you're drinking that heavily. Now look, there's some health benefits to drinking some red wine. When I sit here debating that. But I'm just envisioning all of my friends who ended up on straight vodka. What happened to them? Death, law enforcement, loss of job, rock bottom. When you can pull out of that by just saying, no more, man. I can't take no more. I can't take it no more. Some of you, maybe you, my friend, you need that push. That's why you reached out to me. You need that push. You need that inspiration. You need somebody to punk you out to where you man the fuck up and put the bottle down. And that's what I'm trying to do here. What you want me to do? Sugarcoat shit? You want me to hold your hand? Oh man, you need, please go to an AA meeting. Please get some help. That's everybody's solution. You got to get some help. You got to get them some help, man. Get them some help. What's the help? The help is just you. The help is me telling you it's as simple as waking up and saying no more. You don't need insurance. You don't need $50K to go to rehab down in West Palm Beach. It just comes from within. Just man the fuck up. No more. That's it. Is it going to be a major lifestyle change? Of course it is. Alcohol robs you of time, or it helps you pass the time. It helps you kill time. It's like with not drinking now, it's like, man, I got so much more time to do things. so much more time to look around, but sometimes it affects you in a negative way. Just like I was talking about being at the airport, the flight's delayed. Back when I was drinking, I didn't give a shit if a flight was delayed. I did not care. I posted up at a bar where I could see my gate, talked to the bartender and said, hey, I'm on that flight over there. Make sure I get on that flight. I'll give you an extra tip. Make sure I get on that flight. I sit there. I don't care how long or when the flight goes. They could say it's delayed for 3 hours. I don't give a shit. I'm sitting at the bar having a wonderful time. I will party till the cows come home. You stop drinking, flight's delayed, you're like, damn. It's a change. It's a lifestyle change. I could talk about this all day long. I don't do one-on-one coaching. Therefore, I don't charge anybody. I've never charged anybody for coaching or life advice or anything like that. It's just like me and you sitting at a bar having a beer. And, well, that's a bad. Like me and you sitting on a bus or sitting on the airplane having a conversation. So no, I don't charge anybody. I don't do personal coaching. It's better for me to just put it out there, listen to what I'm saying, read the comments down below, because you will learn more from the comments than you learn from me. I just like to invoke thought and just set the stage for everybody to discuss a serious topic. So here we go. We're discussing alcoholism again. I'm not judging anybody. If you love to party and drink and drink beer every night, folks, I'm not casting stones. I still consider myself a beer drinker. I would love to have a Jack and Coke right now because I love the taste. I love the taste of Jack Daniels. I love the taste of Miller Lite, Sing High. I love a good IPA. But at this stage in my life, at 52 years old, it's just time to write a new chapter. Instead of getting up, drinking every damn day, drinking at night, it was just time to do something different. Be more constructive with my day and with my time. You know, maybe when my kids graduate from high school, Maria goes off to college, some shit like that, maybe I can go back to drinking every day. Maybe not. Right now, I don't have any future plans to go back to drinking. Unless it's just a couple glasses of red wine with my barbecue. I don't know if this helped you at all, my friend. I was going to take the camera and go out and sit and put a nice background at the beach or over in my little meditation spots that I have around here by the temples. And I got some quiet little spots that I go and I guess people call it meditation, right? I just call it chilling out and hanging out and collecting my thoughts. Well, there's no other people and it's nice and quiet. I'm out in the woods. All I hear is the birds chirping. I was going to do that. And I said, you know what? Let me just get this done. I'm sitting here in my bedroom. There's probably some background because the damn aircon's on. I just felt like I needed to get it done. So if you have any stories for our friend, and I'm not throwing your name out there to protect the guilty, you're among friends, because most people here who watch my show, they're beer drinkers. They started watching me back when I was, partying. And again, I'm not casting stones if you're still doing that. But in the same sense, don't cast stones at me. Don't judge me because I quit right now. You're among friends. Leave your stories down below. Leave your advice for this gentleman down below. And if you feel that you need more, you need some professional help, go to an AA meeting, man. Go to a meeting. It's helped hundreds of thousands of people. It's just I didn't need that. You got insurance and your family wants you to go to some type of treatment facility or rehab, go. What's it going to hurt? might be the push that you need. If you don't got no money and no insurance, and you don't want to be the spotlight over an AA meeting, have to sit there and say, hey, my name's Mark, I'm an alcoholic, and tell your story. Just go to church. That's a good place. That's a good place to start, man. Take your ass down to church. Damn, there I'm using adult language in the same sentence as go to church. Yeah, take your ass to church. Go down there and start down there. Maybe that's the push you need. Just go down there, say a prayer, talk to God. And maybe that's the push you need to stop drinking. Put that liquor up to your lips, which causes you to go out and do stupid shit. Words of Mike Tyson. We all do stupid shit when we're drunk. Isn't that the line from The Hangover? That's all I got right now, top of my head. Man up. No more. There you go. So I'm with Nancy. Nancy had the right. She had the right. Her point was valid. What she didn't factor in is that not everybody has that willpower. And that's what I am acknowledging. Nancy, I just say no. Why? Because Nancy ain't ever had that fucking problem. She's right, but she wasn't factoring in most people are much weaker in their willpower and their resolve to quit alcohol or drugs. Has that much grip on them. Okay? Leave your comments down below. Help this gentleman out. Brother, good luck to you. All right? Good luck to you. Life is short. If you want to extend your time among the living, you probably should put the bottle down if it's affecting you the way you described in your message. I'm sure your family will appreciate it if you did. Folks, thanks for joining me here. This little informal talk about drinking. See y'all on the next one, and peace out.